I knew that I would be an entrepreneur. I knew that I didn't make a very good employee because I tended to do my own thing. A joke in our family is that I've been unemployed the vast majority of my adult life. I mean, if you define employed as having someone that writes a paycheck for you.
Hey, what's up everybody? David Osmond here, the market president for TribeHouse. And this time on TribeHouse TV, I got the chance to sit down with Curt Bramble, serial entrepreneur and state senator, and hear some of his story. Now, he's somebody with the tenacity and vision to make things happen, whether it's for his personal goals and dreams or for his clients or his lifelong contributions to the community. He's a well-rounded and fascinating individual. I think you'll enjoy this. Check it out.
My name's Curt Bramble. I guess the best title is Susie's husband, but I serve in the Utah State Senate. I own a few different businesses. So some titles are president, some are chairman, some are senator, but I go by Curt. One of the neatest things that happened to my wife and I, in 1983, Provo City came to us and said, look, we would like to have a hot air balloon event as part of the Freedom Festival. Now, what they didn't know, that was in 1983, sometime in the summer of '83. What they didn't know is 10 years earlier, in January of 1973, when I arrived in Utah driving Petunia, I made a list of 25 things that I thought I would want to accomplish. Not a bucket list. I mean, that's for retired citizens saying, this is my bucket list before I die. This was a set of goals that a 19-year-old kid said, these are things that I would like to do. Doing the 14s in Colorado, climbing Gannett Peak in Wyoming, hang gliding, skydiving, piloting an airplane, cave exploring. It was 25 things of that magnitude. Really, what today we would call them maybe extreme adventures, whatever, okay? That was in January of '73. By January of '83, 24 out of the 25 had been checked off, and I'd actually done them. The one thing that I hadn't done was go for a hot air balloon ride. And so when Provo City approached me, I said, yes, I'd be happy to do it, put all my energy and effort into it, but I get to go for a balloon ride, okay? I went for that first balloon ride. A couple months later, I had my pilot's license. A couple months after, that, I got a commercial, I qualified for my commercial hot air balloon license. I'd won the Utah State Hot Air Balloon Championship a few years in a row. I'd won a couple of other events around the country, and I'd qualified to go to the U.S. Nationals. So my wife and our 4 kids and myself, that was our hot air balloon team, and we competed against teams that looked like NASCAR. They had uniforms, they had custom painted trailers, they had everything. And for us, it was my wife and I and our 4 little kids. And we demonstrated that we could fly head to head against the best pilots in the world. We got up to, I think, 3rd on the leaderboard a few times, but we were in the hunt at the U.S. Nationals in '89, '90, '91. But the interesting thing about it, our children learned a work ethic with something that was fun. It was unique for them. They were part of a balloon team, but they learned responsibility. They learned taking on a task that had to be done, because if they didn't do it, bad things would happen. And as they got older, those lessons with hot air balloons stood them well. There's an approach to politics that is really, it's intuitive. A lot of people that get elected go out and they say, I've got this great idea, we need to do this. They promote solutions looking for problems. If you flip it around and you say, okay, here's a problem, let's see if we can define a problem. I'll give an example that's kind of a trigger here in Utah. Air quality. Is it global warming? Is it economics? Is it health? All the aspects to air quality. Well, if you approach it solely from the perspective of polar bears won't have ice floe to climb out on, or you approach it solely from an economic point of view, that's a bit of a challenge. But if you can define a subset of that, a problem that people can relate to. An example here in Utah County, diesel emissions when diesels weren't being tested, we were able to very clearly define the problem. The problem was diesel engines that were causing extraordinary pollution. We got people to rally around, and we passed the requirement for inspecting diesel trucks after they got to be a certain age. We didn't have to deal with global warming. We didn't have to deal with a lot of other things. It was simply we defined a very specific problem, and then we proposed a solution that was a reasonable solution, and people rallied around that. And if you take that approach, that theory to politics, you generally can be successful. Our 46 years or coming up on 46 years of marriage, there's not been a month where my wife and I both haven't been heavily involved in volunteer community service. And why do we do that? Not for accolades, not for pats on the back. We do it because we have children, grandchildren, hopefully great-grandchildren, not too many years, and we want the world to have the same opportunities and those blessings of liberty for them that we've enjoyed. And that's the bottom line. That's not political, that's not a campaign pitch, that's reality, that's life.